guys, welcome back to Strong Successful Mail. So for today, I'm going to go a pretty interesting email that was sent from a subscriber. This is my guy, sounds like he's about 36 years old. He's from over in Morocco, and he shares an interesting story about what happened to an ex-girlfriend of his who cheated on him and eventually cheated on her husband, how she ended up in the slammer for cheating. As well as some very interesting and again different info about his country, Morocco, culture and religion, Islam, and how they handle things over in his country with regards to cheating and marriages and all that. It's definitely a different world over there and quite interesting, and would certainly make the blood boil of many ethnists around the world. He says, hello SSM. I watch most of your videos and I like your content. I wanted to share my story with you and your viewers and hope that it would help some men realize their worth. I had a girlfriend I was very serious about when I was young. We started dating on our last year in middle school. She didn't have a father, but I presented her mother to my family during high school. At the time, my mother had given me some very shady advice on how to treat women, and to be blunt, I was a very blue-pilled guy. And that is why you don't take advice about women, dating, pickup relationships, all that from women. See? Same freaking thing over in Morocco, different culture, different religion. Don't do it. But I did the same freaking thing. I consulted girls I was friends with for advice about women. I even consulted my mom on occasion when I was really young, not knowing any better. That was a terrible idea. So we've all been there. I will not bore you with the details, but suffice to know that during my third year at university, okay, so you've been together for a number of years, she cheated. And when confronted, she lied and accused the guy of S-word assault. She cheated, lied, and accused him of doing it. Well, I beat the crap out of that guy and spent 3 more months with her before her best friend showed me proof that she actually is the one who cheated. So that guy was doing your girl. I mean, if he knew that it was your girl and it was cheating with her, then he deserved an ass whooping. But still, the whole blaming S-word assault on him, terrible. Well, her girlfriend showed me proof that she cheated. And he says, yes, her girlfriend was jealous, and yes, she tried to console me, but I just sent her away as I was very emotional at the time. So her friend sold her out. Now, I'm glad she told you, but she obviously had other reasons for that. I'll skip her how hard it was to break up with her, but thanks to my friends and family, I held strong and refused to take her back. Good for you, man. I'm sure that was extremely difficult. I mean, you were obviously with her for a long time. Obviously, you thought you were going to marry her. Well, you weren't blue-pilled anymore. You woke up. Well, skip forward in time 8 years, and I learned that she married the same guy she cheated with. But that's not all. The guy divorced her and took her and her affair partner to court for, and I quote, adultery, trespassing at night, and a bad example for children. These are literal charges in my country that can get you between 1 month up or up to 5 years, along with heavy fines. She got 4 years. Holy crap. Let me read this again. He said, she cheated on the guy that she cheated on her husband, and he took her to court and got busted for adultery, trespassing at night, and a bad example for kids. Man, your society doesn't mess around with screwing up marriages and families and all that. Now, I have a question. Some of us are wondering this here. So what happens in your culture if the wife is good, loving, loyal, all that, and the husband bangs a single chick, and the single chick knowingly hooks up with a married man? What happens to him? Does he go to prison? Does he get fined? What happens to her? Seriously. Just had to mention that. I didn't want to ask about the details because no man wants to hear about how many guys went through a girl he once had feelings for. I don't know. After 8 years, I think he'd be over it, and that would vindicate you. But I know that in my country, you only get more than 1 year for adultery if your cheating is both sexual with multiple partners and lasted in time. Okay, so in that case, it was multiple dudes. Well, how'd they know? Were multiple people coming forward? You have to have so many witnesses? I mean, I'm just curious about your judicial system over there. As for me, it took another heartache for me to abandon the idea of marriage for love. More on that later. Yeah, dude. At the end of the day, marriage is a business deal. I don't care what anybody says. You start off, oh, you're so in love and everything like that, but it really is, ideally, both partners are getting something out of it. But usually, at least over here in the West, It's a vastly better deal for the women than the guy, because at the end of the day, if it doesn't work out, she knows the odds are in her favor that she's going to make out like a bandit. The new fiance was perfect, and she was absolutely in love with. Okay, so you moved on, had a new fiance. The new fiance was perfect, in air quotes there, and she was absolutely in love with me all the way, until I accepted to marry her and went to her family with my mother and uncle. Not even 1 month later, she slipped into the DMs of a musician friend of mine that she didn't know, and who I was close to. So now you're engaged, and you found out she's cheating on another one, cheating on you. But okay, fine. You're not married yet. She's a fiance. Does she get jail time, or is that different? The guy, when he learned who she was, called me right away, and we both broke up with her instantly. Well, good for you. But I'm guessing nothing happened to her. All of this is to show you guys that even in a country where both the culture, the religion, and even the laws view adultery and cheating as something disgusting, women are the same. I've been saying this since the beginning of I started the channel. Around the world, doesn't make a difference where you are. Here in the U.S., Morocco, or what your culture is, your religion is, it's the same thing. But newsflash, there are scumbag guys out there too, and ruin good marriages too. Let's not forget that. But yes, human nature is the same all around the world. You gotta be very selective and careful. Now, just a small thing that I learned when I was young about divorce in Islam. That means what the laws of Islam say about divorce, not what the laws of the country. Well, in Islam, you can divorce a woman by just speaking the sentence, "You are divorced." It's a sentence that is as famous in our culture as "you've been served" in your country. Are you serious? Right there? You are divorced, and that's it? Shit. The husband can take his wife back 2 times if she accepts. But the 3rd time, you can't take her back unless she marries someone else and consumes her new marriages and then divorces. This is of course to stop men from divorcing their wives for nothing. Okay, I see where you're going with this, because otherwise she fucking makes the lasagna wrong. And that's it. We're divorced. I'm exaggerating. We get the point. A woman, on the other hand, can't divorce you directly. She has to go to the judge, and the divorce will take at least 3 months, during which, if the couple gets frisky, the divorce is canceled. The husband can say, "You are divorced," and that's it. But she has to go to court, and the judge, and all that. Shit. Different world. All this, to me, just means that God knows us better than we know ourselves. Well, finally, as I said, I will not marry for love. But thankfully, in my country, you can still find women that are feminine and whose whole life goal is to find a good husband. I used to view these women with disdain. Well, I now know better. Look, I know people disagree with me all the time, and I don't give a shit. But I will say this, and I've experienced this, that yes, there are some good women out there. Don't get me wrong, there are good ones. But sadly, it's becoming rarer and rarer in Sodom and Gomorrah 2.0 that we are in all around the world. But there are good ones out there, but you still have to do your homework, and it doesn't mean they're not capable of behaving in a manner that you certainly don't want. I currently have 2 serious girlfriends. Both are in their late 20s and treat me like a king. Well, good. You're a good guy. You should be treated like a king. I hope also you treat them well, but not so well that they feel too comfortable and start treating you like the court jester. I did tell them about my history, and they know that if the three of us do get married, it would be in 4 years after I reach 40 years old. You know, I find this extraordinary, but my country, Morocco, is the country of contradictions. Our culture has just started to get westernized, he says that in air quotes, when we realize that at least our poor people don't die of hunger, since even if you don't have a dime, the people would never let someone die of hunger. Well, that's nice. And our schools and healthcare are free, etc. It ain't free. It's taxpayer money. In some way, somehow, it's taxpayer money, but I'm not going to get into that. So people started getting back to traditional values and so on. And one such tradition is that of multiple wives. I can't see in any way possible how that is a positive thing. Shit, it's enough for a guy to deal with one wife, let alone multiple ones. Okay, not my culture. Okay, fine. But be careful. I hope this mail finds you in great health. Take care. Well, anyhow, it was a quick one, guys, but I had to cover it. But there you go. Uh, Different part of the world, different way of doing things, and people can go round and around whether they think these things are good ideas, bad ideas, agree with them, not fair, this, and this. But at the end of the day, I'm doing this one more just to show you that the same crap happens around the world, but different parts around the world have different ways of handling such things, and it's interesting. But what also is interesting is regardless of the laws and what can happen for cheating and affairs and all that type of thing, it still happens anyway. And a guy still has to pay attention to red flags, do his homework on his girl, keep an eye open, on and on, because human nature is the same around the world. So anyhow, I know this is a quick video, guys, but I thought it'd be a little interesting perspective hearing from a different culture than what most of us are using. I mean, let's be honest, most people watching this are from either the US of A. I look at the statistics because YouTube gives me the statistics. About 60 to 65%, depending on the month, comes from the United States, and I got another 6% in Canada, another 6% over in the UK, and the rest is all over the fucking place. But by and large, it's from the Western world. But it's a different ball game when you get to other parts of very vastly different cultures and religions. So that's why I cover this. Anyhow, bro, good luck. Think twice about getting marrying two different women when you turn 40, but just that's your life. If you do that down the road, let me know how it goes. All right, guys, that's it for today. Be sure to comment down below what you think about this. And, guys, you got a good story to share, send it my way, strongsuccessfulmale@gmail.com. And if it's a good one, I definitely will. And also, this goes for any kind of a crazy stories you might find on Reddit. It's a long story or a shorter story I can use on my other channels. And if you haven't done it if you haven't done it yet, definitely subscribe to my other two channels. They Did What, which is longer stories of drama and bullshit, which people like, and they are pretty funny. Or the other channel, Hit the Bricks, which is especially shorter stories, 8 to 10 minutes typically, for a good, crazy story on the run. And be sure to like the video, share it with your friends, and subscribe. And I'll catch you next time.